Come on in, have a seat.
Thought there'd be a couch.
Just a chair.
Yeah.
So how you doing?
Not bad. You know, I haven't been to confession in over 20 years. But if the priests look like you, I probably would have gone more often.
So Vince, here we are for our second review, Maniac Cop 2.
Yes, Stephen.
I think we're in agreement that it's a lot better than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In general. A lot better.
Yeah.
It is, well, in our opinion, it's better. But I think maybe that's just because they developed the story more, so you're getting a little bit more out of the film, aren't you?
Yeah.
This time around. And it looks better. And the budget was bigger as well, by the way.
It was.
It
was. How much? What's the difference?
So Maniac Cop 1, according to IMDb, anyway, which I'm sure is accurate,
very
was 1.1 million for the first one and 4 million for number 2.
Okay.
Which is a considerably larger budget.
Okay, because I swear we were talking about it was just a 6-figure budget. I didn't realise it was in a million.
You did.
Oh,
You
okay.
had that theory that you thought it was sub $1 million, I think, didn't you?
Okay. Okay. Well, it does explain it because it was good stunts, good action.
Yeah. So they obviously had some success out of the first one.
Yeah.
And hence why they get the bigger budget.
Exactly.
There we go.
But
Joined by Toby today, by the way.
Yeah, my dog Tobe, our little mascot. One thing we are in disagreement about is the just the opening credits.
Right. Okay. Let's start at the beginning.
We'll start at the beginning. We'll start at the beginning. So
Go.
it's very suspenseful. Like you had the eerie music, and like I'm watching it, I was thinking, you know, Maniac Cop comes on. It's like, you know, the title, the letters get slashed, and you know, it's night time. There's mist. And the anticipation's building. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, God, you know, what's going to happen? What am I going to see? And then the car engine starts up and it drives off. It's just poor.
Okay.
You disagree?
Yeah.
It's just poor.
I like the build-up.
Yeah, but you don't think there was anticipation leading something a bit more than that?
Well, we're thinking, where's he been?
Yeah, but yeah.
After the first one.
Well, it's a follow-on, isn't it? It's literally that night, isn't it? Supposedly. So
no, it's not though. No, I don't want to jump around. Let's wait till we get to that scene before I go.
No, this is the scene leading on from the first film. So the ending. So the van goes in.
Yep.
So this is the second film. So isn't it that night that it's following on straight from that night, isn't it?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Okay, I thought it was by the pier and they've got all the wreckage out. Because if you look, there's a lot of wreckage there, and then he gets in a police car that seems to be working.
Well, it's a scrapyard, isn't it?
Okay.
It's a scrapyard. Camera's just panning.
So why is there a working police car in a
slow.
scrapyard?
Somewhat.
Okay, well, it's just a film. I think.
Anyway, I like when it's tracking through. You got
Yeah.
the eerie Maniac Cop music, which I like.
It was good.
And then the camera's just tracking through. And one thing that I think I pointed out in the last one, or maybe not, might cut that, was that you go past the grill of a Plymouth.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I
remember
thought
that.
was a direct nod to Christine
Yeah.
being in a scrapyard.
Yeah.
Which I quite like that little reference. And then we finally, as we're getting through the credits, we get to the police car. You don't see who's in it.
Yeah.
Might not be Maniac Cop for all we know.
Okay.
Okay, it definitely was. And then it fires up. Lights pop on. Off he goes. He's ready for number 2. I quite liked it. I like I like the build to it.
I don't know. I just thought it would have been good. I don't know, like if he got in a car, like his hand grabbed the door handle, he got in a car, and then the rear view mirror, you just saw his eyes, and he drove off. Just to
That'd
see
be good
something.
Too. That'd be good too, yeah.
Just a bit. I thought it was a bit tame.
I suppose because you've had the reveal in the first one, you're thinking you could see him because there's nothing to sort of lose by seeing him now. But he's a lot more decomposed in this one.
Yeah, just a bit.
Which you don't see until quite a bit later on.
You do, but the
So let's not go there.
Yeah, but the next scene. So after the opening credits, we go into the convenience store where you got that robber with the great teeth.
But you don't have to hang around. Why don't you try running for the door, huh?
And yeah, I thought that was brilliant. As an opening scene, it was really good. Good
I like
acting
that.
from both parties.
Yep.
His teeth were great. He actually looked like a druggie or
He was like a
alcoholic.
meth addict,
Yeah,
wasn't
he
he?
just looked the part.
I'm assuming it was meth.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that was good. And then obviously he forces him to do the old lottery tickets.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's in there trying to rob him.
Yeah.
But it just looked a lot better. It was really
Yeah.
well lit.
Definitely, yeah.
Which I think is the first one still looked good, but I think there's just maybe had a bit more time or a bit more prep or whatever, but
Yeah.
or better sets to go to, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
like on site.
Yeah, I mean, the opening scene,
Or
it
locations.
felt like not a bigger movie, but it just felt it was more involved than the first. Like it was more bigger production, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah, you
it
could
does.
feel that. Yeah. So this is where Maniac Cop actually makes a reappearance. So obviously he's won the lottery, didn't he? And then obviously the robber turns round and Maniac Cop's there. And do you notice he's got like his head's just enlarged? it's like this massive potato. Maniac
You
Cop's
know, I
head.
didn't think about that, but
It's massive.
that's probably the prosthetics, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. But it just looks. You just think, hold on, it weren't like that in the first film.
I mean, he's a big bloke anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, but I wonder about the head. It was abnormally large. It just looked stupid, and it was
that didn't
was
bother me.
dark as well. It didn't really need because I don't want to jump too far into the film.
No, because we
But-
did that in the last one.
There is a bit where his head is actually not enlarged. I'll explain it to you as we go along, but they could have
Okay.
just used that because it was shaded out anyway.
You've got notes for us today, haven't you?
I don't need notes.
Really? I think it's fine to reference the notes.
So what do you mean then? Opening scene. So obviously that leads on, and then
So, yeah, in that opening scene, we have a slight reference to the first one in the fact that Maniac Cop blows the shopkeeper away.
yeah, poor sod.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
we'll
thinks
see
he's
how
he
that
thinks he's won £5,000 as well.
Yeah. He was quite happy about that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he does, so he blows him away, gives a shotgun to the robber,
Hmm.
and then makes his way out of the back of the store.
Why didn't he kill the robber? Because he wanted to make out that
He
Shot-
wanted, yeah, again, I think his whole thing is just causing carnage for the police, isn't it?
yeah.
So he sends him out, but the robber says, he's like, it wasn't me, man, it was one of you. Which again is another reference to
Yeah.
the first film.
Do you know what I found funny? After they blew him away, one of the policemen goes, "Hey man, someone call an ambulance."
Yeah,
Hey, call an ambulance, will you?
I was going to say that.
Like for what?
It's like, that's a bit fucking late,
Call the
mate.
coroner. It's like,
Yeah, I think they might have been referring to the shopkeeper, but it really sounds like it's the
Yeah.
criminal just blown away.
yeah. I just
But
thought
yeah.
it was
But
funny.
it looked good, straight through the window as well.
Yeah.
So another good stunt straight away.
Yeah, no, it's really
Can
good.
Appreciate all the stunt work.
Yeah. I thought as the opening scene is really good. It gets you like not hooked on a movie, but you know your interest are raised. So,
Yeah, because
no, it's good.
you're straight in seeing him. They don't wait 25 minutes, 30 minutes to bring him in.
Yeah.
He's straight in the action. Yeah, so it's a good opening scene, I thought.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Okay.
So where do we go next?
And then after that, we're reintroduced to Mr. Jack Campbell, Bruce Campbell, Mr. Jack, and yeah, that's another thing. Like obviously they go back to Jack and Teresa,
yeah.
and obviously the commissioner's saying, "Oh, you know, all charges have been dropped." You know, and you think, hold on a minute, no one actually saw this guy in the first film, like because he literally killed everyone that came across him, apart from Jack and Teresa.
I still think that is the case.
Yeah, so you
From what I
think,
can remember.
hold on, you arrested this guy for killing people, but now all the charges have been cleared, but you still don't know, you still didn't see this guy. It's like, I know it's a horror film, and you shouldn't really think about it too much.
Yeah, because they didn't find the body,
Yeah,
which is what old Teresa Mallory brings up.
yeah,
And so she still feels that he's out there somewhere.
mm.
And she's quite right.
yeah, yeah. And then, so after that bit, obviously the commissioner says it's fine, and then we're introduced to Mr. Robert Davi.
Just before we get there,
Yeah.
slight step back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you mentioned whereabouts this story continues on from. You thought maybe it was the night after or
Or
close to.
day
Yeah.
after a couple of days, yeah.
In the last film, they're doing St Patrick's Day, which ironically is today here in the UK.
It
Weirdly.
is, yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
funny
it's
one,
ironic,
isn't it?
yeah.
Which is March.
Yeah.
When you go to the commissioner's scene, where he's having a chat with them and he's, letting them off the hook, he's putting Christmas decorations up.
See, I didn't spot that.
Yeah.
See, I thought you said you don't remember anything about the film.
Well, I spotted that, and then I did actually reference back to IMDb because
Okay.
in the trivia section, or Goose or whatever it is, that was in there weirdly.
Okay. So it's literally set
Yeah,
9 months
I only
after.
noticed that when I was watching it again.
So it's set 9 months after them.
Yeah, which would make sense because they've got to have some kind of time between it, and they've not been working, have they? They've been.
Well, it explains why it's so decomposed then.
It does.
9 month period.
Maybe he's just been having a very long swim. Yeah. And, he just didn't come out of that water for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, so the timeline is not tricky, but
It does
not
make sense.
absolute. I think it's something like about 3 or 4 years across all of the films, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Because he says about him dying in... So we're in the same scene, I haven't jumped anywhere. He is talking to Forrest and Mallory about it. She still thinks he's alive. He says he died in Sing Sing over 2 years ago. That's what he says.
Okay.
So that's the timeline there. He was killed in...
Yeah, 2 years
prison
ago.
2 years
But we don't know the
previous.
timeline between that and the first killing in the first film.
No, but I'm guessing
Yeah.
a year,
Okay.
probably. And then we're 9 months later now, which puts us in about the 2 to 3 year mark.
Yeah. Okay, so we think it's about 9 months after the first film that the events of the second film take
Gotta be,
place.
unless it's
Okay.
very early Christmas.
Okay. All right, so we're up to
Or
Robert.
Thanksgiving. They're Thanksgiving, don't they?
I don't think they hang Christmas decorations, do
No,
they?
I don't think so.
Yeah. He might just be putting them up early.
Yeah, who does that? I don't put mine up till the week before.
So we're up to Robert Davi, License to Kill, James Bond.
He has a great introduction.
Yes.
I like his character.
Yes. And what do you notice about that introduction?
That he's trigger happy.
No, before that. Before that, what happens?
Oh, I don't know.
Another man gets thrown out the window.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
That director loves a bit of that.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he wastes no time, that guy, does he?
There's no
He goes flying out of a window, smashes on the ground, or hits the car, I think, first, and then
he comes to
smashes
the
on the ground, gets to his feet,
Yeah.
and then, is it McKinney?
McKinney.
Sam McKinney.
Mm.
Obviously, well, you don't see him, but he just gets shot immediately, and then we get a lovely little pan round
Yeah.
to him still holding the
Yeah.
gun, which looks great as well,
Yeah.
in the alleyway.
He's got his
dark.
fedora on.
Yeah, he's like a classic, almost
Yeah.
detective from a...
Yeah, it's
You
no
know.
nonsense.
Yeah, he's
So,
like
yeah.
old school, isn't he, with the
Yeah.
old school hat and everything.
Yeah.
And he's kind of, his ways are quite old school as well,
Yeah.
which I'm starting to remember things, so that's good for us.
Yeah. So it was a very good introduction.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then what happens after that? Obviously it pans to
So
goes
from...
back to Jack, Bruce Campbell, to Jack.
Yeah.
And that's when they're being interviewed by Officer Riley to
Yes.
see if they're fit for duty.
Yeah.
And then
So she's a psychologist.
yeah.
The commissioner sent them to her because he wants them to get checked out before
Yeah.
they can go back on active duty.
Yeah. And I think we jumped the gun. I think that's happened before. Then she actually talks to Robert Davi after he shot someone. Yeah, after he's killed that guy, then he has to go and see her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether
So,
that happens
yeah.
before or after that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It
Can't
doesn't
remember,
matter.
But
It doesn't matter.
he goes to see her, and we get a little bit of backstory from
Yeah,
him
his
there.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't like wimps, does he? He's like, basically, I think his partner wanted to talk to Officer Riley, and he's like, "Don't be a wimp,"
Yeah.
and then he killed himself.
I don't buy into the psychology stuff. I think you're all full of shit, so you can take your Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud and shove them up your ass.
But yeah, tell me about Jack's death. Come on. What do you think?
Right, so he's... What is he checking out in the paper?
His photos in there because.
Or is it the write-up? I think it's the write-up.
Yeah, that's
because
another why
they
your
got,
timeline doesn't make sense because his photos in the paper for the Maniac Cop incident. That wouldn't be there 9 months after.
Is it a photo or is it a write-up? I was thinking.
No, it's his photo. He goes, "Oh, it's a good picture of me there."
Oh, okay.
And he said,
oh, yeah,
"Oh,
and he says, what did they say about Mallory?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know what the guy's
Nitpicking.
Christmas decorations. It's a bit random, but it can't be that timeline. But it doesn't matter anyway.
So we get the shot of Maniac Cop coming down the
Yeah.
sidewalk, and he's flipping his little billy club,
Yeah,
which is also a nightstick. That was the other
Yeah,
word I
yeah.
was looking for on the last one, but
Yeah.
never mind.
yeah,
Apparently, billy club is what it is. So,
Okay.
yeah. So he's doing his usual handiwork.
mm,
So he must have worked pretty hard on that, I imagine,
yeah,
to make himself look cool as he's going
yeah,
down the sidewalk.
yeah,
And then old Jack's at the newspaper stand with our favourite little blind chap.
yeah.
And then the setup is a bit goofy, isn't it, for want of a better word?
What the way he raises the newspaper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see what they said about Therese.
Jack, what's going on? What's happening? Jack, oh, talk to me! Talk to me! Police! Police! Police!
I just think the kill was terrible. I just think it deserved much more of a good killing. And then one of my favourite parts of the film is the next scene where the old traffic cop he's giving the old matey a ticket. He's come out of the restaurant,
Yeah.
and the matey's giving him back chat, and then traffic cop like, when we get your car back to the pound, things go missing, your stereo, everything, and then all of a sudden, old Maniac cop comes along.
That's why I wouldn't own a car in this town.
And did you notice when the recovery truck drives off, there's a woman on the sidewalk on the left-hand side? No. And she's walking down, and then all of a sudden she looks like, what the hell is that? So I'm just thinking, like, she didn't look like an actor. Because because when we watched that video and director said we just shot around New York, she genuinely like looked and thought, what the hell is that? She didn't like she was an extra at all.
Quite possible.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine us walking down New York?
Yeah, you'd
Just
be
see
wondering what that is
yeah.
when you're walking down the street, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I thought that was really good, that scene. I like that.
It
That
was
a good kill.
And it was that satire thing coming across, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That they go for in these films.
yeah. Officer Riley and Teresa go to identify Jack's body.
Yeah. Okay. And at the same time in that mortuary, I suppose,
Yeah.
which is our man back again, isn't
Is
it?
it the same guy?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Doesn't say too much in this one.
What's he doing
I'm
there?
probably thinking it wrong. What are you doing, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has to go and identify the body this time, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But we also see that there's another body in there, don't we? And it's a prostitute.
Oh yeah.
You get
yeah,
your get your booby shot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of Steve's victims, right? Who hasn't been introduced
was his
yet?
name? Okay, we'll probably get to
It's
that
Steve.
as well. But was it
It's
Steve,
Steve.
or did I get that wrong
No,
last
it's
time?
Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So he must have been. Did he say she was a prostitute?
The coroner says, or maybe not
No,
the
no,
coroner,
'cause
the
he-
commissioner. Sorry.
No, because he's killing strippers in the clubs, and they're not technically
it's a stripper,
prostitutes.
sorry,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah, yeah.
stripper, not
It's a
prostitute.
stripper. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So then what happens then is obviously the next. Obviously they're talking about maybe it could be Teresa that killed him, or they're just trying to make scare her so she doesn't go to the press.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to silence her effectively
Yeah.
because the commissioner says we don't think that she's a part of it in any way,
Yeah.
but we need to stop her going to the press.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then obviously because Teresa's going to that Criminals at Large show, and obviously Officer Riley's around the house. She goes, you can't go. So she goes, look, I'm going. We need to put it out there that there's a maniac cop on the loose. So now Officer Riley volunteers to go with her, and this is where it gets interesting because they order a taxi and they get into the taxi.
So this is when they're leaving the show.
Yeah.
Because they do this live, don't they?
No, this is when they go into the show.
Oh, is it when they go in there?
Yeah. So do you remember when they get into
Okay.
they've ordered the taxi, so they come down and the taxi driver's coming back from getting the cigarettes.
Yep.
And then they get in the taxi, and then obviously you see Maniac Cop's car coming around the corner.
Right, I don't remember seeing his car coming around the corner.
No, it is. Yeah, there's definitely a car coming around. You just see the front of it, and it's just police.
Okay.
So yeah, because remember he slashed the tyres, but obviously it's not punctured yet, so it takes a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well done. Well done for all these details.
Yeah, but the funny, another funny bit. Obviously, she's turning around in the taxi. You know, the officer rider's going, look, just relax. There's nothing there.
And then he realises he's got a flat, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
and he wants to pull over.
Before that, the taxi driver goes, look, do you want me to cut all this traffic out? I can go down side roads. You know, she goes, no, stick to the main road.
Yeah.
And then when the taxi driver stops, like the streets are dead. Like,
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
there's
yeah.
no one
It's
about.
totally
He's just
empty,
thinking
innit?
that's not the main road. He turned down a side street. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. Well
And
picked
then
up.
so he gets out. The tyres are flat, and then she spots old Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
She gets in the driver's seat, speeds off,
Well,
and then the poor soul gets run over.
I knew it! I never should have let cops in my cab!
Got to take another victim, isn't he?
he's got to. He's a
Got
busy
brain
boy
damage.
and needs to get his numbers up. Nothing wrong with that.
But then this I think is the best part of the movie. Well, one of the best is because you got action scene after action scene. So
That-
obviously,
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So we get to Mallory first, don't we?
yeah. So do you remember the car chase when the tyres come off?
Yeah, because he said,
Yeah.
the taxi guy says, doesn't he doesn't want to drive on his rims because he'll ruin his rims. And then the next time when they're flying down the road because he's gone now,
Yeah,
and there's nothing but sparks flying off it.
yeah,
isn't
yeah, and it's a good car
there?
chase.
Absolutely ruined his rims.
Although he's dead now.
Well, maybe
He's
got
not
a
gonna
couple
worry
of
about it,
busted
is
legs
he?
And he won't be very happy about his rims when he gets back there.
But yeah, so I thought that was a really good car chase. So obviously it's good action.
Yep.
So obviously Maniac Cop's driving into the side, and Teresa's doing the same to him, and then she goes up on the pavement. You know, the old classic with dustbins flying everywhere.
Yeah, you got to have a few trash cans,
Yeah.
as they call them, flying
Yeah.
everywhere, haven't you?
So I thought that was well done. And then they crash.
Yeah, so they lose control, don't they?
Yeah,
And that's when they're stuck.
yeah,
And then Maniac Cop is ready for a bit of hands-on.
yeah. And do you remember when Maniac Cop obviously gets out, and he's standing literally right in front of Teresa, and she shoots about 4 times right into his stomach. Nothing.
Classic. You think she'd have learnt from the first film?
Yeah, but there's not even a jolt for Maniac Cop. It's just like
Don't
you
do
just
anything to him, does it?
yeah. So what do you think then? So obviously she shoots him in the stomach about 4 or 5 times, nothing, and then another classic. He launches her.
He loves launching a person, doesn't he?
I like the old sound effects. Whenever every time he launches someone, you get that. Whoosh.
And perhaps he was a good shot putter or something in his heyday before
Yeah.
the academy.
He's just got a strong arm.
Why does he
He's a baseball. He's a
check
pitcher.
this out? Whoosh. Just launching people left and right.
So poor old Teresa.
But she goes flying through the window,
through
doesn't
the
she?
window,
At
yeah.
the hardware store.
Exactly. And then
And we get a lovely little reference to the Evil Dead, don't we? I would have liked more of a battle between them two because I think she deserved it. I think she deserved a bit more of a battle.
as in what? As in
With chainsaw, that could be potentially a great scene, couldn't it?
yeah.
Because, I mean, he literally grabs it with his hand and you see
Yeah.
it does nothing. You're like, fuck.
Well, he stops it, doesn't he? With his hand, like he stops the
Yeah,
rotation. Yeah, yeah.
No lost digits, no nothing.
Yeah. Well, nothing. He's
But I would have liked a bit of a battle with that
yeah.
because she was pretty good in the first one, Mallory. I thought.
Yeah. Do you reckon maybe she could have chainsawed him a bit in the face again, give him a few fresh
something
scars?
to make the most of that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then maybe he turned it on her, but he loves the neck snap. He's classic, isn't he? I think he likes to stick to what he knows.
Yeah.
Throwing people, snapping necks.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying earlier. I think her and
Just
Jack.
because he should be upping the ante now, shouldn't he, in the second one?
Yeah.
Which he does with the car, sending her off handcuffed to the
Yeah.
steering wheel. That's pretty.
Yeah, I thought
dramatic.
I thought that was really good.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know when I was watching it, I was looking because I know it's a dark, it's a dark picture, but I was just trying. Surely you can see someone driving the car. You might just catch a glimpse, but you never
Yeah.
do.
No,
So it's really good.
it is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does a good job. The stunt lady of because it's a long old trip as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not just a couple of streets or anything.
Yeah,
It's a long way that she goes,
Yeah.
and she's struggling to keep the car on the road.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a great stunt scene. That.
that was good. I think that's where most of the money went on stunts like that.
Something a bit. I read something about that as well, though. The actress, and she was pregnant at the time, apparently. And
Well, Officer Riley.
yeah, she was
Okay.
pregnant at the time in real life, but
Mm.
but didn't tell the production. Apparently, she lost the.
Really?
Yeah, after that.
What, doing her own stunts?
I mean, I didn't think she did the whole thing, but she must have done some of it, the close-up stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, that was how I read. It's a bit sad, but
Mm. So what did she put it down to making a picture?
yeah, allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly, but I don't know, there was a whole court proceeding thing about it, but
Mm.
bit of a downer.
Just a bit.
Yeah, shouldn't have
Was
brought
she in
that
the third one, or did she get killed? I can't remember.
up. The third one I'm really hazy on.
Yeah, but I'm just with Officer Riley.
Yeah, no, she survives.
Yeah, she I think she's in the third one for a little while. Anyway, we digress. We won't go there.
We won't go there.
Yeah.
Tends to be what we always do. So what happens directly after that point? Because she survives that. She manages to get in the car, crashes it, overturns, and then we think Maniac Cop is there again, don't we? We see another couple approaching her, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's fine. She's rescued.
Yeah.
But she breaks her arm. I think she breaks her
Yeah,
arm.
she breaks her arm. She's got this massive bruise on her head. Because I think the next scene.
Size of that hematoma.
Yeah, I think the next scene they're actually doing criminals at large.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and
so this is the
I know I've mentioned this before, but the guy, the interviewer.
right. Okay. So you know who this is, but I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
And you said it's been a major film. I'm
Well,
probably going to know.
he was Murdoch, Rambo 2. The one when Rambo comes back and Rambo loses it in the end scene, and he's like,
oh, is it?
"You're the," he does his Rambo,
Oh,
which is
God.
still.
I haven't seen Rambo 2 in about 20
Yeah, that was him.
years either.
That was
Probably
him.
Longer.
Murdoch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
Again,
bit
there's
of film
familiar
trivia.
faces everywhere,
yeah.
and they're just ones like. I'm going to hark back here a little bit again.
Go on,
But
go on.
number one, you remember the deputy that she's handcuffed to
Yeah.
in the first one, in the main building.
Yeah, the sleazy
trying to get
guy.
away, and she's dragging him after he's been killed.
Yeah.
He looked like the guy from Terminator 2.
Two. Yeah, no, I did.
And that's where I thought he was from.
I did think that. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're actual twins that played those
Yeah.
those parts. But
So
yeah,
it was him. Did
It's
you-
not,
did-
no.
Oh,
I looked
okay.
it up, it's not him.
Okay, he just
But
looks
it
like
really
him.
did look
I
like
know.
him, and I was thinking, what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
not. But anyway.
No, he does look like him. No, honestly, I
useless
thought
trivia,
that
wasn't
when
it,
I
Tobe?
saw it, but yeah. So criminals at large. So obviously she throws the commissioner under the bus, doesn't she? She's like, no, it's Matt Cordell. He's a bit pissed off.
Yeah, so she lets loose
Yeah.
about all the info, doesn't she? Because,
Yeah.
well, enough's enough, to be fair.
Yeah. And that's a good-looking bruise on the head as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's this is when we're
Nasty
first
knock.
introduced to Steve, the serial killer, because he's watching it in the strip club.
Yeah.
That show.
Yeah, he's got a name, hasn't he? In terms of the murders, what is it?
I don't know. It's just Steve, isn't it?
No, it's the Times Square serial killer, isn't
Oh,
he?
okay. Okay.
Because it's all happening around Times Square, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know
I
he's a
missed that.
serial killer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're just introduced to him, aren't we? And it's in the strip club?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got his eye on all the ladies, but
Mm.
he's not too interested. And then he finally finds some interest in one of them. doesn't
Yeah,
he?
Cheryl.
Poor old
Yeah, because
Cheryl.
we introduce Cheryl now. She's new to the club. We get the best girls in town, And then he just looks at her and automatically he just goes over.
Yeah.
But I remember you saying when we were reviewing the first film, he's reference to what's his name, Manson.
He looks like Manson,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a nod to Manson.
Yeah.
that
I think
character.
that actor is really good. I thought he played a role.
Yeah, he was good actually.
not
I saw a photo of him the other day.
Yeah.
He looks. I mean, obviously it's a while ago, but even his early photo, he looks nothing like him.
Yeah. Well, he's got
So,
like a beard and curly hair there.
He has. But you know, you wouldn't recognise the two. You put them together, you think
Yeah.
doesn't look like the same actor, but yeah, it was.
So obviously he sees Cheryl. Cheryl does a bit of a dance for him. And
Yeah,
then-
so he's right up to
Yeah.
a knee. That's it. That's his favourite one for sure.
yeah.
We don't know why it's his favourite
Yeah.
because he just seems a bit creepy like all the other guys in there.
Yeah.
But he
Like
seems
like the Japanese guy next to him.
yeah, yeah. But they're there having a few beers after work and
Yeah.
chucking their money around and stuff. But he seems to have an agenda from the start, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
When you
does.
see him.
He does.
There's a lot more going on.
But yeah, so after that, it shoots to her apartment, doesn't it?
So she's
then-
talking to her mum, isn't she, on the phone?
Yeah.
And she doesn't know what's going on with her. She doesn't know that she's stripping or anything.
Yeah.
Because was she say something about her job and stuff, and the people are nice and
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, a bit hazy on
yeah.
that, but as always.
I
But
mean,
basically, she's bullshitting her mum because her mum thinks that she's got a good job in the city
Yeah.
and she's doing well for herself, and obviously things are not going well, and she's stripping instead
Yeah.
to pay the bills,
Yeah.
as we've all done.
What's stupid?
What, you haven't? Okay.
I don't know.
I feel like I've revealed too much again.
But yeah, so what happens then? There's a loud knock on the door.
Who is it? Who is it? This is 404. Someone is trying to break into my room.
Well, we don't know who's banging on the door for a start.
It's got to be him. It's got to be Steve.
Yeah, but okay. So in that scene, someone's banging on the door. She's starting to get scared, isn't she?
Yeah.
And then it stops, thinking everything's fine, and she calls. She calls downstairs, doesn't she?
Yeah, yeah. Someone's trying
So
to get
she's
in.
in an apartment building of some sort,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
a concierge or something. She seems a bit fucking posh, doesn't it? For a stripper? I don't know. Well, she must be making good money, to be fair.
Yeah, no, she does. She says she earns $1,000 a night or week.
Fucking hell, I've got to start
Yeah,
stripping.
yeah. But yeah, and then he comes in and then obviously starts wrestling her to the floor. And he
Yeah,
admits
so
to her
he
like I'm
comes,
the
he
killer.
comes crashing through the window.
Yeah.
He doesn't go through the door.
No, he comes through the window, doesn't he? He doesn't crash through the window.
No,
he just
crashes
opens it.
through it, doesn't he?
Here.
Open up the fire escape either
Yeah.
way. So he's
Yeah.
he's on a mission.
I have to cut that bit out.
Don't you worry. You can cough. It's all right. You're human. Isn't that right, Tobe? Yeah. So he's grabbed her, got her on the floor, and he's basically wanted a little bit more than just his 10x8.
Yeah.
He
I just think he kills them. He doesn't do anything sexually to them. I think he just kills them.
Yeah, but it alluded to that, didn't it?
No, because he said this won't take long, and he starts putting his hands around her neck.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, and then
Maybe that's how
and
he
then
gets his
another
kicks.
stupid thing. Maniac Cop comes out of nowhere. God knows why he's chosen that apartment. To
Now,
like-
doesn't he come through the balsa wood door?
But
Barging
why is he
through the
come?
door.
Why has he come in?
Well, his motivation is to team up with the
Yeah, but how does he know he's there?
with old Stephen.
Yeah, but how does he know he's there?
He's tracked him
Tracked him? Why?
because he's read about him in the papers.
It's just.
Why not? He can read. Cordell, he's got brain damage, Steve, but he can read.
I just think like, why on earth is he there? It's a bit far fetched. But anyway, he comes in. He launches the
You
woman.
have to connect the dots yourself, I think, a little bit there. I mean, what's his motivation for teaming up with him? Because he needs him later on in the film, doesn't he? So he needs a little buddy to team up with.
Yeah.
And who better than a serial killer? So he must have read about him in the paper. He's decided to try and track him down. He has, because he's a cop, isn't he? At the end of the day, he's an ex-cop. So he's not silly.
Not at least he heard that call, because obviously the two policemen come, so he might have been tracking the radio. I don't know.
Could have been tracking the radio. He's got a police car. Why not?
Yeah, but he doesn't know it's him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think it does matter. I think we should dissect.
Toby thinks it matters.
Yeah, of course it does, doesn't it, Toby? These details matter, don't they? Because Stephen wants his trophy. He wants his 10 by 8.
Yeah.
And he says, I think I have to get a new one for my collection. So he grabs that while he's there.
Yeah.
Maniac Cop comes in, and I think he's there just for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he would have killed poor Cheryl anyway if he had the chance. But he didn't, because the two coppers come in. He launches them, as he loves to do. Which they survive, don't they?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing they didn't get a good look at his face. And then those two hot-foot it out the window.
Do you think
Back down the fire escape.
Maniac Cop tried to kill her because he doesn't want the serial killer taking all his glory? He wants to be the one who kills people.
I think he's still. I think Maniac Cop is still in the Cordell. Keep going, Maniac Cop. Cordell is still after the people that have done him wrong.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, he's got everybody else, but Teresa is the only one living because he went for Jack Forrest first. So now he's after Mallory.
Sorry, Jack Forrest. Oh, is that it? Is that his name? Sorry.
It's not Jack Campbell, Steve.
Jack Campbell, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and so she's the last one standing at this point.
Yeah.
But now he's got a new adversary in what's her name? Riley. So now he's got those two to kill. And who better to track down a couple of women than a serial killer that tracks down women?
But yeah, so after that, obviously they escape through the fire escape.
Yep.
And then he takes them back to his house.
Yeah,
his
Steve's
apartment.
got a little bolt hole.
Yeah.
I cannot work out where this is.
No, it's a bit random.
It's very random because it's like a single sort of room. It's
With
it's
no windows.
underground.
With no windows.
No windows. It almost looked like it would be in the sewers or something. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So they come down like a flight of stairs, and then it's just in a door with a window in it as well. It's another weird thing I thought, and it's unlocked and it's just.
And it's quite well kept in there as well.
Yeah, but it's such a weird place to live, isn't it? I don't know where that is.
Yeah, it is a bit random.
But anyway, it's a normal address because they later on.
The police
McKinney
go there.
goes there, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously when they go in, they sit down.
So
obviously-
they're chilling out his pad, aren't they now?
Yeah, and then he offers Cordell a drink.
Oh, yeah. He goes, "Do you? What else do they
Yeah.
say? Do you eat or do you drink or something?" Can't remember what he
No,
says.
I think he offers him a drink, but Cordell. This is the first time you see Cordell, because a close up of Cordell's eye, and you got a little stream of blood coming down.
Yeah, so we get the nice.
And his nose is all cut up.
We get the nice sort of reveal that we wanted in the first one, really, don't we? Where
Yes,
it's more
that
mysterious.
should have been the reveal. Just that eye shot
Yeah.
when he got out of the van.
Yeah, exactly. But we get that
Yeah.
in this one, which we referred to in the first
Yeah.
review. Didn't
I
we?
that should have been the reveal in the first. And again, I just think that they're still trying to make him a man of mystery, but not showing too much still, aren't they? Even though you've seen his face. I don't know why they're doing that.
I don't know either.
Yeah. But anyway, so he refuses to
Well,
drink.
no, actually, I do know why they're doing that, because he's more decomposed, and we haven't really seen that yet. So that's where they're kind of layering that in until you see him pretty clearly later on.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason.
Yeah. So obviously he offers him a drink. He refuses it because
Easy,
he
Toby, don't knock the poster over.
Toby, come here, boy. Come here. He thinks he doesn't trust him, and he's like, no, I can trust you. And he goes, I'm going to get a name and paper. And he goes, can you write me down a name? And then that's when he goes,
Cordell. That's the name she said on TV.
and then you see his scarred mouth.
Yeah. I think the makeup's a lot better in this one. I like the decomposed look, don't you?
Yeah, but it's okay. The scene hasn't come. We're not going to tell you when he looks really good. His face,
okay.
but it's coming up. It's
Alright.
coming up real soon.
So at this point, so he stays at his, doesn't he? Stephen falls asleep, and then
The old flashback.
we get the old flashback.
Yeah,
Cordell's
same.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know why he sleeps. Chilling
Yeah.
out,
Yeah,
relaxing after throwing a lot of people around. It's got to zap your energy, isn't it?
he's got to rest his arm.
It's got to rest his throwing arm.
Yeah, but you know
And
what?
we get that same.
Yeah, but you know what's
flashback.
disappointing? Well, when they played it, when I first watched it, I thought, okay, it's the same, but I was expecting it's gonna be something extra, but it wasn't. It's exact same, no extra scenes. I just thought, what was the point? I know it's probably just to fill the runtime, but it would have been nice if there was just a couple of extra scenes that they cut out of the first film. You know, just in the
Yes.
same shot, same scene.
They had the same actor, obviously.
Yeah.
A bigger budget. It wasn't that long after the first film. 3 years.
Do you know what I would have done? I would have played the exact same. If they wanted to play the exact same scene, after he got cut and scarred, they should have had him on a trolley with he's like, you know, his eyes are going in and out. His eyes are open and shutting, but you see the blood. So he's on the way to the hospital, something like that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have. That was a good opportunity to stick some backstory in there.
Yeah,
About Cordell.
Yeah,
and
and
what happened between that moment of him being shanked
yeah,
and slashed,
yeah,
and then going to the it's the prison doctor, wasn't it? That we
yeah.
saw
So
before?
he could have been on a trolley, and then what would have been good is if you see a blanket being lifted up, and they're like, "There's no hope for him," or "He's dead," and then the blanket would have dropped down on the camera. So you would have just seen his journey.
You have gone deep.
You would have seen his journey to the hospital. It would have just been good.
Just anything,
Yeah.
even just like you said on the trolley, and they're racing
Yeah.
to save his life,
Yeah, or yeah.
and then you see him flatline.
Don't you reckon that would have been better?
But he's brain dead, wasn't he? Not technically.
No, but they said he was clinically dead.
Yeah,
But obviously we know he wasn't. But I'm just saying. So
would have been better. Good opportunity missed really on
Yeah,
that. Would have been nice to have another scene other than the same old flashback.
yeah, I mean, you could have had this. You could have started the scene with him getting his face cut up, and then he would have gone on the trolley, and then he would. Yeah, it would have just been better. Just a
Yeah.
bit more to
They
it.
could, and that wouldn't have taken long to shoot that, really, would
No.
it? A day shooting, probably.
Yeah. Not unless
Just something to fill it out, rather than just repeating the same scene from the first film.
not unless he thought I'm
unnecessary.
going to do this scene again in case no one's watched the first film, which
Well,
is lazy. It's a
yeah,
bit
because
lazy.
at the beginning of this film, we get the entire last scene, don't we?
Yes. No.
Yeah, the
Oh,
very,
we do.
very
We
beginning.
do,
Which is
yes.
why I didn't
Yeah, yeah.
mention it, because it's the same.
Yeah, yeah. And I forgot about
I'm
that.
guessing it's because, if people haven't seen Maniac Cop 1, they'll get the gist.
Yeah, that
from
was okay to do. That's
It's almost
okay.
a bit like an episode that you'd watch, like a serial TV show.
Yeah, they always play
where
the
they'd
last
always,
bit.
last
Yeah.
time on Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, wasn't it?
Do you reckon? Just touch it because you've touched on it. I reckon. I'm surprised no one's made this into a TV series. You know, a bit like Chucky. Like, can you imagine
That
Maniac?
was shit,
I
that
know,
TV
but
series.
Maniac Cop. Can you imagine
It
every
started
season?
well, that series, and then it just went.
But it could do like
rubbish.
2 or 3 seasons. Every episode, he was going around just killing people. People just lapped it up.
Well, then you really could have hit his backstory.
Yeah,
Could have gone
exactly.
way back to him
Exactly.
before the academy, why he wanted to be a cop. Maybe something happened to his parents.
Yeah,
Maybe they got shot in an alleyway after an opera. Oh no, that's someone else, isn't it? That's
that's Batman.
that kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, similar. I could see.
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Well, right. That's next on the slate then.
But
Start the Maniac Cop.
yeah, so that was a bit of a letdown. Bit of a letdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Not
just think
fair.
it's lazy.
Didn't really
It
need
was
it.
lazy.
So he wakes up and he heads out, and old Stephen's like, "Whoa, where you going, man? Wait for me." He doesn't sound like Shaggy from
we've
Scooby-Doo,
missed
but-
we've missed the part there because
Refer to your notes. It's fine.
no, it's
should.
it's where they go to the strip. So before that happened, so after that happens, he walks out, and then Steve goes to the strip club, and that's when Officer Riley and Cheryl, the stripper, go with McKinney and they go to look for
Yeah.
him.
So they're on the hunt for him now, aren't
Yeah.
they? With Cheryl's help.
Yeah.
Because she saw him clear as day.
Yeah.
So yeah, they hit various clubs, don't they? They're going around the whole city looking. Who knows what club they're in at this point? But she spots him from across the room.
Yeah, she does.
And that's it. He
And
gives
then-
chase. We don't actually see that though, do we? I mean, he the next scene, he's basically banged up, isn't he? You got him.
No. She chases, and then Officer Riley, her arm's in a cast, and she sort of takes it out,
Smacks him.
and smacks him, and
Oh,
he sort of
shit,
goes
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Yeah.
I should leave you with the continuity.
So so he gets arrested, and then my favorite part of the movie. Then he goes to he shoots to where the cops are at the firing range, and they're shooting a target practice.
So, so before that, do we go to the arrest scene where he's in jail?
No, he's already been. He's already been arrested
because he finds his address, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, of course.
The kid
Yeah,
finds
yeah,
his
yeah.
address. He says,
Yeah.
"It's your address."
Yeah.
And then and Steve's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, and do you,
So he goes to check out his digs, doesn't he?
Yeah, and do you see who's lying on the bench in the cell with Steve?
No, go on.
Bloke for Machete.
Oh, Danny
Yeah,
Trejo. Of course it is.
yeah.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
another
it's
little
like now,
cameo.
yeah.
That's the only time we see him, though, isn't it?
I know. You thought we could have given him a few words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was popular back then. Or was he? It's 1990.
Yeah, not far off. He did a lot of cameo stuff like that, little parts everywhere.
Yeah.
And then eventually he gets
Yeah.
thrown in a lot of Rodriguez films.
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
he?
a
So-
great actor. Well, I wouldn't say he's got, as in acting, but he's
I
great.
think
He's a great presence in film.
Yeah, he's a great presence, and
Yeah,
he's like a fan favorite, isn't he, when he rocks up.
Yeah.
But yeah, good shout. Forgot about that.
He was in there.
So where do we go after he heads to his address and he goes and sees what's up with where he's living? And
Yeah.
does he find something down there?
Yeah, no, obviously he sees the pictures of all the strippers.
Yeah.
And then
And he says we've got a serial killer on our hands.
Yeah. So he knows it's the guy that's been killing all
So
the
that's
strippers.
how we know it's the Times Square killer.
Yeah. And then it goes to the firing range with the coppers.
With a massively misogynistic copper in there as
I
well.
can't remember, what does he say?
That's not a very good shot pattern. Maybe you're better at shooting your mouth off on TV. Did they assign you to a beat yet? Maybe Spanish Harlem or some nice place like that?
Maybe.
Well, listen, Susan, just keep trying. You'll get the knack of it in about a year or two. Just tell everybody that broken arm was a good one.
Right.
Come on in, fellas.
It's like a boys' club, isn't
Are
it?
those the guys then that get gunned down by Maniac Cop?
Yeah, I can't remember what point this happens. It's not.
No, it's after Steve's been arrested. No, you are right. No, sorry, you are right. So basically, she goes out the firing range, then she goes to the jail cell to see Steve. Then Maniac Cop comes in,
Goes to the
kills
range.
all the coppers.
Which is a good scene. Let's talk about that scene, 'cause that's a good scene.
What, when he kills the coppers? Yeah. So obviously the coppers are firing away, and then you see in the shadows Maniac Cop's face just come out of nowhere.
Great reveal.
Yeah, but again, you sort of see his face, but you don't.
No, but all you see is
Yeah, he just comes out of the
all
shadows.
the officers getting blown away
Yeah,
from the opposite side of the range.
Yeah.
So you think, oh, here we go.
yeah.
And then he just comes out from the shadows, right dead centre, through the middle of all the targets, and that looks awesome.
No,
I
that
like
was good. That was
I
good.
like that reveal.
And then he obviously comes through, he walks through, goes to the door, and then he goes up to the main station. So he shoots the two guards on top of the stairs.
That's what I was talking about in the first review.
Yeah.
I said, wasn't there something on the stairs?
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what I'm
this
saying. So,
bloody bit, wasn't it?
when he opens the door to the police station, the camera is looking up at his face. So it's a low shot. So it's looking up, and he hasn't got that mask on, or whatever he's got there on that poster. It's like it's toned down, but it's just more makeup. Like it's done. If you look at
Done
it again,
better.
it's done a lot better, and you see more scarring.
Okay.
It just looks more authentic, and it looks.
So this is
better.
where he's kicking off now.
Yeah.
So we're quite far into the film at this point,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah.
We're sort of getting to almost to the final act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so obviously he goes around, and then it's a complete rip off of the Terminator. 'Cause he literally just goes around, and if you actually listen to the music, it's not the Terminator music, but it's yeah, but it's like. I wouldn't say something similar, but I don't know. You just think it's just a rip off of the
I
Terminator.
didn't think about the music on that.
So he goes around, he starts blowing people away, and then of course he does his launching across the room.
Mate, if
and-
you're good at something,
I know you got to stick to it.
stick to it.
I know.
Yeah. It's like a signature move.
But then there's that crouching tiger, hidden dragon moment where he picks up the bloke.
Oh,
Then he
yeah,
launches
yeah.
it. He literally goes through like 4 beams or
On the wire. Yeah.
you just think, and then he smashes through the jail door to where Officer Riley. You just think, bloody hell, that guy's got some strength.
Yes. He's supernatural, isn't he?
Yeah. But what do you think of that scene?
I thought it was good at. Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of action going on,
Yeah.
isn't there? And again, favourite part, the blood packs. So you're seeing it's quite visceral, isn't it, when people are getting shot in that?
Yeah.
Which is a bit Terminator-y, really, because that's visceral as well. You're actually seeing impact,
Yeah.
which I much prefer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
Do you
He's just
think?
busting through all the doors. He's literally just walking through plate glass.
plate
isn't
glass.
If I think the first 2 parts, yeah.
Yeah. It was
So
quite,
he's announced himself now, isn't he?
yeah.
There's no getting away from that.
Yeah.
He's back, and he's back killing policemen.
Yeah, it was a really good scene. No nonsense. Just gun everyone down.
Yeah. He's yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
He takes everybody out as well, doesn't he? There's the guy
Practically,
on the
yeah.
phone at the end where he's trying to call it in.
Yeah, that's the guy he picks up and he launches him, and he goes through 4
Oh,
doors
that was him.
through the jail door.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I just thought, yeah, like you said, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of references to other films. Do you think he's like
I never picked up on the Terminator reference.
no?
No, so that's a great.
No, because
shout, yeah.
when Arnie comes, that Arnie's got that like the stature, the way he walks, it's like rigid, isn't it? If you look at him when he's going around, he's got the gun like Terminator does.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
just
very
the way he
Terminator,
moves,
yeah.
and he's just blowing everyone away. Do you think that's rip off of the Terminator?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
drop a clip in.
And you
for
think of the Terminator as well? It's got all the glass as well. It's literally the same. It's like it's the same station.
that. I'll have to do a little
Yeah.
side by side reference on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. And then obviously Officer Riley looks astonished that this guy's just come out of nowhere. And then Steve's like, I told you my mate's coming.
Oh, yeah,
free
my
me."
friend's
Yeah,
coming.
my friend's coming.
He loves him, doesn't he?
I know. He
He
worships
absolutely
him.
loves him. Yeah.
Must be visiting hours, cause my friend is back!
They're in another part of the prison, and obviously he's released everyone. And Officer Riley's like, you don't have to do this, Cordell.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it's just continuation,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, and then
of-
Robert
of that.
Davies outside with the commissioner, and he's like, yeah.
Exactly right, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so he, old Stephen, he starts to give her a bit of information as to what the plan is, doesn't she?
Yeah, they're going to
So
release
she's
everyone.
basically their hostage at this point.
Hmm.
And he's talking about building an army. Where
Yeah.
better place to go than Sing Sing
Yeah.
and pick up some...
So this is what I'm saying. So Cordell's tricked him because Cordell's probably saying, look, we've got to get everyone off death row because...
Cordell has said nothing.
No, he did say it where in Steve's place, you just don't hear it.
That must have taken fucking ages to tell him that plan.
But he had a pen. He was going to get a pen and paper for him.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, he was going to give him pen and paper, but it would have been
Maybe
fine.
he just said it with his eyes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got you, buddy. I know what we're going to do.
But he because he says to Officer Riley, we're going to release everyone on death row.
That's the first port
But
of call,
but the
isn't it?
people that scarred him are on death row.
You're right. This is where he has always got a plan, and he's not daft. He's not just some, blank killing machine. Almost a bit RoboCop-y. He's almost got a bit of.
That's RoboCop. The way he
There's
goes
something-
around. Yeah.
There's
Sorry, not
something
Terminator.
still in his.
RoboCop.
Well, no. I think you're right with the Terminator
Yeah.
bit as well. There's still something in his mind, isn't there? They say he's brain dead. He's clearly not because he's had a
He's
plan.
not brain
this whole
dead.
time.
Brain damage.
Yeah, don't they say he's brain dead? Officially brain dead. But anyway, point is, the man's got a plan,
Yeah.
and like you said, he's tricked Stephen into helping him. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, he's just another foot soldier, isn't he? Basically,
Yeah.
To throw into his plan of getting an army together
Yeah.
to take over the police department and everyone from above that will fall into that.
So
Because there's a
then-
new commissioner, isn't there, in town?
Yeah, but he's only in it a few times. You don't really see him.
He's got a bit of a story in this, though. He's in it more than the last commissioner. Because he's
No, that's the chief of police, isn't it?
no, he's the commissioner.
So I know we're going back. When he's putting up the Christmas decorations, and the guy said, "I've only been in the job a few weeks." I thought that was the new commissioner. Or was that the police captain?
That's captain. The
Okay.
commissioner is the one doing
yeah.
the talking with
Yeah.
Mallory and Forrest.
Yeah.
And he's telling them that
All right.
he's like, "So can we go back on active duty?" He's like, "I don't think so just yet."
Yeah.
So he's keeping him on a tight leash.
Yeah.
as the
So the
Americans
commissioner's
say.
really the last one left. That's
Yeah, so
betrayed him.
he's kind of calling the narrative throughout the whole thing, really.
Yeah.
He's trying to pull all the strings, but he's got people like Riley that are just throwing a spanner in the works. So he's trying to keep a lid on everything still, because I think he probably believes that Cordell's back,
Yeah.
but he's still just doing his best to get all the worms back in the can. But eventually it's going to fall apart, isn't it?
Yeah. Because when they leave the prison, they go in the van, don't they? And then there's
Yeah,
that,
they're
then there's that
bundling,
car
so
chase.
they're leaving the jail.
Yeah.
And they're heading to the prison, two different places. So they do arrive, and the guy on the gate sees sees Stephen in a full uniform, doesn't he? So he doesn't have any suspicion. Says, "Open the gate, call them through." And then just after that is when he gets the shout to say, "Hang on a minute."
Yeah.
A shitload of them escape from jail and don't open the gate. And then he asks for it to be locked down.
Yeah. When they just go in, yeah.
So when they're in, they get the shout to lock it down.
And
So
then
they know it's all going
the
to kick off.
and that's when then McKinney and the commissioner, they're driving over, and he's like, "Look, you've got to confess."
He thinks that's
basically.
the only way to stop him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably is. I'm guessing there's a part of him that wants to clear his name,
Yeah.
a dead part. But nonetheless, he still
Yeah.
wants his name cleared, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because when he's
he
in the
wants
jail,
revenge. He wants his name cleared. This is the thing. We don't. We know partially what he was like as a cop, and everyone was saying that. Well, one of the main things he said, he was the kind of cop that shot first and asked questions later. So he was obviously a little bit fucking trigger-happy.
Yeah.
I don't know how good of an officer he actually was.
But that's what Maniac Cop 3 should have been about. But
Yeah. But yeah.
they
Anyway,
could have had a
we won't go there.
backstory. But yeah, so obviously when in the jail, the commissioner's on the old tannoy system, and he's like, "Look,
So he wants to confess now, doesn't he? He's taking
well, he's
McKinney's-
confessing on through the system, tannoy
He's-
system.
He's taking his advice and he's going to basically drop himself in it,
Yeah.
and which is going to ruin him, as he well knows, and could lead to his own bloody prison time. So,
Yeah, but what's
not the wisest plan, because if that's on lockdown and he's in there, I'd be thinking, well, I could probably take care of this now. Because the worst case is a load of prisoners are going to die. You don't give a monkey's about them.
Yeah, but McKinney's basically forced him to do it.
So McKinney's your only problem at this point.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is now encompassed within that prison. McKinney's the only one that's not, and he's with you. Could you stage his murder? Probably. And then once everything's dealt with in the prison. Yeah, I mean, you need a plan. You need a plan, but that's a potential escape route for the commissioner, I'd have felt. But anyway,
Yeah.
maybe he's had a crisis of conscience, and he thought, I'm just going to fess up,
Yeah.
which he does.
Because when he does confess, you see Maniac Cop or Cordell, he sort of stops him in his tracks, doesn't it? And Steve's like, "Hey man, like, you know, what's going on? You know, come and stick to the plan."
He wants carnage.
Yeah.
and Cordell is listening.
Yeah, but then he goes off. So do you reckon? Let's just say we'll do an alternative ending. If he kills the people that killed him without being set alight, but we won't go there. But if he kills the people and he came out of it unscathed, what do you reckon the plan was for him? He would have just gone down. You couldn't see him say to Commissioner, "All right, don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to live my normal life."
we're
He
all
would have
good
killed.
now.
He would have killed the Commissioner as well, right?
I'm guessing he would have, because there's no reason for him not to. He's not exactly a moral being at this point, is he, really?
I think he's just confused still.
He's confused. He's got brain damage. He's got brain damage.
Yeah.
So he starts to take care of business after that.
Yeah.
He confesses. He says he'll get him a full pardon and all the rest of it.
How can you give someone a full pardon who's literally butchered like loads of people?
Yeah, that is one of the problems with that.
Yeah.
That whole sort of storyline there.
Yeah.
You can't let him off of
Yeah.
murdering innocent people left and right.
And what was if he was walking down the street going for, you know, early morning cappuccino and Costa? With his
Yeah,
face.
it's just not, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
And his police uniform.
I'm guessing he sort of knows that, but his plan now is to get to the other part of the prison, isn't it?
Well, he's there. He's there already, isn't he? I
No,
think.
he just goes. No, because that's death row, isn't it? And they start there, but his murderers. I don't know if they're in death row or not. I thought it'd be like
No, they are
general population or something.
Maybe. Yeah,
But he goes and hunts them down, doesn't he? Because that's the last part of his mission.
Yeah.
Is to find the people that killed him.
Yeah.
Which he duly does.
He does.
Does a hell of a job.
But more launching.
More launching. And a bit of fire.
Yeah.
Thrown in for the mix of this one.
Would you? Yeah, I obviously they've thrown a lot of money at the ending, but when he was set on fire, the mask, it just looked. It looked
but
ridiculous.
what are you going to do? It's a fire suit.
Yeah, but it looked ridiculous.
You just got to do your best.
And you could see the fire within the eye sockets of the mask. It just looked. It looks silly.
I forgive all that.
And then
I think that's a hell of a.
And then he was walking slower than he normally does. He was.
Yeah, but he's on fire. That's a stunt.
I know.
Man.
They should have just. Oh man, what could they have done? Let me think. Hold on.
I forgive that. I forgive that.
It's
Personally.
unforgivable.
It's unforgivable. All right, let's set you on fire in a fucking suit and see how you get on. I think you might be moving around a bit slowly as well.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was good. I think and he's on fire a long time. Some of that there's some long takes in that. And then so who else did he grabs?
Well, there's.
How does he get set on
well,
fire?
there's 3 of them. No, the guy was in his cell, and called. No, I think he throws some guy. He throws one of them across the room, and then he looks, and the guy I think throws something or puts fluid on him and sets him alight. And then he just goes off next one. He just seems to just grab people and just engulf them.
Yeah, so we get quite a bit of carnage in that moment. But then Stephen gets the ump, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
I think because he's not recruiting, is he? He's killing. And the idea was to go and recruit all of the prisoners in there. And instead, Cordell's gone off on his killing spree to get the guys that killed him. Old Stevie Boy don't agree because he's killing off the army that they're supposed to be gathering.
Yeah.
And so he says, "You're not my friend."
Well, Cordell should have told him about it.
And he takes his old nightstick
You never cared for me. You're never my friend. Go!
And then he's on fucking fire as well. Everyone's on fire at this point.
And
It's bloody hot in that prison.
and then his superhuman strength, it just,
And then that's
bulldozes.
kind of then we get the sort of the final moment.
Yeah, but before that happens, that last guy he tried to kill, he was interrupted by Steve. And if you actually look when Cordell turns around and sets Steve on fire, when they're about to go through the brick, the guy actually moves, so he actually didn't kill that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Yeah.
I bet he's pissed off for that then as he went out the window, and he's like, so.
Yeah, but do you think that was good, the ending, when they way to burst through the bricks? Like, just another win. How many people?
Yeah, because he's
how
kind
many
of
people,
lost. He's lost everything by that point. As in, there's only so much you can do when you've been on fire for that long.
Yeah, but how many
Even you
people
can't-
been thrown out a window, or like there's McRae,
You've had one
and
in
then
each so far.
Davy, McKinney, the guy shot,
Yeah.
and then old Cordel's 3 in 2 films out the window.
Himself
You've
going out
had
the
probably
window this
about
time.
25 launches.
Love the launches.
Yeah,
Seems
I
to
thought it was.
move.
I thought it was a good way to end.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
So that's the final moment, isn't it? He's out the window,
yeah.
and as far as we know, that's the end of Cordell. The funeral scene is the last scene, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's now Cordell's actual burial.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a body
Yeah.
this time. It's in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the coffin. So we're not on a full burial just yet. We're having the proceedings. And he's given a full pardon for everything. All the murders,
What's the one?
everything he's done, he's been pardoned for.
Yeah,
It seems utter madness, but I think he's only doing that because he's worried he's going to come back and kill him. So he's probably like, listen, Matt, remember,
yeah.
remember, I've let you off everything. All right? I'm taking the blame. Don't come back for me.
Is he in a third film, Commissioner?
I can't remember.
I can't
Don't worry
remember
about the
either.
third one.
It's a classic.
Oh, it's, I definitely need to watch that again.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, and then again another stupid ending.
Whoa, hey.
Another stupid ending like the first one.
I think it's subtly done. I think I didn't expect it. You know it's going to happen. You
It's
just
just-
know it's going to happen. Yeah, so the camera's pushing in gently towards our coffin.
Yeah.
And just as McKinney holds his badge, doesn't he? And he's got Cordell's badge
Yeah.
in his hand. And they say a few words, not to him particularly. And then tosses the badge onto the coffin and walk away,
Yeah. And it just lands conveniently right in the middle.
which it doesn't at first in the shot. That's something I noticed immediately, being a fussy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's-
just-
it's slightly off centre, but when we get to the shot and we're tracking in and we're coming in on the coffin, it's perfectly centred. It's nice.
If
And then what do we get?
if
Your favourite moment of the series so
if
far?
they had to do that, what I would have done of him just basically lift up his whole head like bursting out of the coffin, this hideous face, and then it end.
Oh, okay. You wanted a bit more.
Well, just no. The whole thing's crap. Like not the film, just the ending. Like
Sequel bait, like they had in the first one.
yeah, I know. What if is it a better ending than the first one?
It's a bit more punchy than the
yeah,
first
I
one.
think yeah, the first one was
First one's very slow, as we know.
yeah, slow hand
So slow hand, not Clapton, but
makeup gone.
yeah, it was always going to happen. You knew it was going to happen.
Mm.
I mean, that coffin's not made of much. You can punch straight through that, no problem at all.
Yeah. How would they have done that? That badge would have been there would have been a little slit in the thing in the
Would have
coffin.
been
It would have been
fixed,
attached
yeah.
to his wrist, and he would have just punched out and grabbed it in because it would have gone flying. but you actually do
I think
see
it's
him
I
grab it.
think it was fixed. I think they had the badge fixed. Probably a little bit of blue tack.
Yeah, maybe a bit of sellotape.
Yeah, a little bit of something, just holding it there.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, because
Yeah.
it probably took a few takes, hence why it's another bit of crappy old balsa wood or whatever.
Yeah.
Coffin, so they could,
Yeah.
stick another lid on. Fuck's sakes, go again.
Yeah.
It slid off again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he punches through, grabs his badge, bosh, cut to black.
And that's
Done.
the end.
And that is the end. Or is it?
So
No, because there's 3.
in comparison to the first film, it's a lot better, isn't it?
I think it's more exciting to watch. I think the scenes are probably a bit better. Especially the stunt work. They really upped it on this one.
Action.
A lot of stuff is done at night, which is difficult to do, and I think it looks really good in this, actually. So, yeah. Opening seems really good with the... Not with the car, but, the first
the
scene.
guy holding up the store.
The hold up was really cool.
Yeah.
I like the way they did that.
Yeah. The only disappointment for me...
And I like that he's teamed up with somebody. You remember, like, when we watched Halloween?
He didn't really team up with him.
He did, kind of.
Well, he's used him.
Yeah, remember the last Halloween we watched?
That's a disgrace.
And I said, I wish they had continued with that little partnership that happened. Remember?
Yeah.
With Michael and that guy who was a killer himself in the end. And they had that moment, didn't they? Well, anyway, that kind of thing. And I wish that had continued in that film because it had just been something different and had gone off the beaten track with that series. But anyway, that's what I liked about this. That he buddied up, but he was still only doing it for his own own gain at the end of it because he wanted to kill
Steve off?
Eh?
Would you have killed Steve off?
Yeah, he had to have died at the end of this. You
Yeah.
don't want his story to continue. Just encompassed in this film is fine for me.
What do you think of that quote on the poster there? Quite truly, the greatest 80s horror action movie ever made.
Agreed. That's maybe not.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it is by Alamo Drafthouse, whoever that is.
Yeah, I like the film. The only disappointment was Bruce Campbell's death. That was not sufficient enough for me.
Let's just read the other quote on the poster. Go on, you go for this one.
A thinking man's exploitation film improving on the 1988 original. Variety, yeah. That's
the thinking man's exploitation film. See, it's a cut above. It's higher brow.